It is absolutely insane that it has been over 10 years since the release of Endless Legend, which at the time constituted a new take on the 4X turn-based strategy genre. But now, we can finally start talking about Endless Legend 2, the sequel you might have just longed for since 2014. Endless Legend 2 was just revealed in a brand new trailer, but a trailer which actually dared to show off gameplay, which I absolutely appreciate. And thanks to Amplitude Studios for sponsoring this video, I was able to get a sneak peek at the trailer. The game itself will be available in early access on Steam soon, so wishlist the game now by clicking my link in the description below. So let's talk about what this trailer might mean for the game itself. Endless Legend 1 took a different approach to strategy games with its unique and beautiful map design and various other systems which came to influence games like the later Humankind from the same developer, a game I loved for its take on historical 4X. But the thing about Endless Legend, and which will be the case for Endless Legend 2, is that this series takes place in a fantasy universe with different civilizations, biomes, unique quests, resources, and even randomly generated maps that took advantage of the strong visual foundation. In fact, in early access, we will be able to choose between 4 different unique factions, with 2 more coming by the finished release version. We do not have a definite release date for early access yet, but if you want an exclusive chance to playtest the game early, then make sure to check out the Amplitude Insiders program, which opens to new players on January 30th. I think it's also worth mentioning that since the release of Endless Legend 1, developer Amplitude Studios has gone independent from Sega, but is working with the publisher Hooded Horse, which, if you are familiar, also publishes games like Manor Lords. I think this bodes really well for the dev, since Hooded Horse has a great track record when it comes to giving their partner devs leeway and the time to make the games they truly want to make, and to make them as good as they possibly can. Now, the quality of the CGI in this trailer speaks for itself, but what interests me more are those actual snippets of gameplay that we get already now. Whereas the map design of Endless Legend 1 was decidedly stylistic and sort of blocky in nature, I think the campaign map in Endless Legend 2 looks decidedly more wild and fantastical. I mean, look at all of this weather and the waves and the rain. I don't think I've seen a campaign map that looks this dynamic in terms of visual effects going on. But notice that the trailer here definitely plays around with its camera angles. This kind of makes me wonder whether we will return to a traditional top-down view only, as we normally do, or if we might be able to take much more control of the camera than in the previous entry or in other strategy games in general. Even the concept art or CGI portions of the trailer kind of suggest we might be able to do something like it, since a lot of the shots are from a ground level perspective. But again, I really have no idea. What the trailer definitely does seem to suggest though is a theme of calamity or chaos of some kind. A comet shoots across the sky and various civilizations and races pay attention as it does so. And then in the gameplay section, the oceans are practically boiling and thunderstorms crash into the earth. The trailer is narrated by a mystical figure claiming to be many things, but the key is that every civilization end up vying for power over what the earth holds in riches and mystery. I particularly love the short gameplay seen at about 25 seconds into the trailer, where we see what looks like 3 knights riding giant badgers or something running past a few cliffs. Look at how beautiful and colorful this map looks, and how the nearby city is kind of built into the mountain. One thing I'm really wondering is what's happening at the end here though, whether we're seeing one civilization develop its architecture into another one or simply 2 different civilizations. Nevertheless, the art style here is gorgeous, looking colorful and dreamy, and I generally just really want to see more of this world and what it has to offer. Like I said in the beginning, I think what made Endless Legend so great was that it first of all had a very strong sense of identity. Endless Legend came out swinging with this entirely unique universe that felt fresh, and where research and development was as important as diplomacy and warfare. You built your cities and sent your armies around the map, which because of the aforementioned design, felt particularly otherworldly and fascinating. Another fun aspect was the combat system, where every unit had a number of different modifiers which varied based on type and status, but which in the end determined their strength in combat. There's even a morale system based on your proximity to enemies or allies, and depending on your civilization, you'll even encounter unique boosts like immunity to diseases or being able to fly, for example. In other words, even though Endless Legend in many ways follows the general foundations of the 4X genre, it added enough of its own, both in terms of aesthetics and mechanics, that it managed to create its own soul from the very beginning. Based on what we have seen of Endless Legend 2 so far, I really hope this will be the case here as well. I think it's very interesting that the visuals have taken a step away from the more distinct blockiness to a much more detailed and natural looking map, but retaining that sense of color, softness, and a certain ethereal and magical vibe that was so present in the first game. I'm definitely going to have to play it for myself before I can say whether it has retained all this goodness in the gameplay sense though. But for now, I think this looks a ton more ambitious than the first game ever did. I gotta admit though, I never thought I'd see an Endless Legend 2, but knowing that it's on its way, I am very excited to see how it shapes up. Let me know what you think about a new Endless Legend game, let me know if you played the first one, and of course, check out Endless Legend 2 on Steam and wishlist to be the first to find out when you can play. And if you're super interested, you can join the Amplitude Insiders program to playtest starting January 30th, to test this game early very soon. Finally, make sure to leave a like on this video, leave your comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much to Amplitude Studios for sponsoring this video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!
I am many things. I have been many things. God. Legend.
Dust.
Part
Prisoner.
of this blue Eden. But the jailers
Beasts.
have fled, leaving the oceans
Chains.
and their secrets to those who walk the land.
Destroyers.
Then came the light supposed to end this torment. But where everyone would have seen a threat in the cataclysmic tidefalls, those cunning explorers saw an opportunity to expand their empire.
Light. Corruption.
Led by their desire to quench their thirst for power, they'll eventually get to me.
To free me. To murder me.
They are strong, yes, but are they strong enough to face my
Madness.
endless power?